Today I want to talk about how a pair of Heelys got me really excited for a night out on the town. Hello. So I'm going to talk about tips for taking. Hello, Dale Majors here, and today I want to talk about how we get motivated. Okay, so this was a couple months ago, and my son and I were set to go on a daddy date to Spider-Man. And funny enough, I saw the same Spider-Man movie with my 5-year-old a couple weeks before, and it was actually a really bad experience. I ate a bunch of raw beans ahead of time and got sick and only saw like half the movie. It was kind of not good. So I think I had a negative anchor for Spider-Man. And by the time I was going to go to Spider-Man with my son, and I remember I was sitting here at my desk, and he said, "Hey, Dad, when are we going?" And I said, "Well, it starts at 6:15, and I wasn't feeling all that excited about it. I just wasn't that jazzed about it. What happened is I just started thinking, okay, when are we going to go? And I thought, maybe to get more excited, hey, Kimball, how about he's got his Heely shoes, and I have a pair of Heelys from back in the day. And I'm like, hey, how about we ride our Heelys to the movie theater? And he's like, oh yeah, Dad, that'd be awesome. So I'm thinking, great, we have the movie, not jazzed about it, but then we have Heelys, that's cool. And we're like, oh, what do we want to do for dinner? Oh, let's do Blaze Pizza. And then I'm thinking, oh, hey, and afterwards we can go get a cookie at Costa Vida, and we can go get you a treat at Harmon's. And as we're like making up this night and planning our night, both of our excitement levels just really increased and went through the roof. And before, I wanted to keep eking out some work, but I was done, and I wanted to get this adventure on the road, right? So what's the point? The point is, a lot of times we have things that we may not be all that excited to do, but if we can tell a different story about it, then that can make it so much more exciting. So another time, and I actually used to do this a lot, because for work, I used to have to travel to different trade shows, and that would take me to Taiwan or Germany, and a lot of places here in the States. But one of the times, we were going to Germany, and we ended up flying into Zurich. So there was about a 35-mile train ride to get from Zurich to Friedrichshafen, Germany. And my friends and I was going with one of my buddies, and that I worked with, I worked with a lot of friends, and we were talking about how to make this. We were getting there a few days earlier. We were talking about how we could make it more exciting. So we were excited to go to Zurich in Germany, but we weren't really super pumped about it. So as we started brainstorming, we thought, okay, we have 3 days there. We have 2 days in Zurich before we get there. What should we do? And this is where it got so exciting, because we're like, oh, we could bring a tent and our backpacks, and we could just venture and walk to the trade show. And all of a sudden that adventure started filling my mind. I'm like, oh yeah, we could walk it, it'd be awesome. And we were so excited for it. We even had one of our friends meet us there in Zurich that was living in France somewhere. And funny, he actually showed up in the airport with his backpack on and ready to just be with us for a week. And we all got our bags, and we just started walking out of the airport. We got a map from a rental car company, and we just started walking towards Friedrichshafen. I think we walked 18 miles that day. We camped in the woods, 3 dudes in a 2-man tent. But kind of funny, our legs hurt a lot, and we only made it 25 miles. And then we took a train the rest of the way, because our feet hurt and we were tired and kind of over it. But it was exciting for us, and that's just another example of when you have something that you're maybe not all that excited to do, you can spice it up, and it's up to us to bring that creativity to make it cool. I had to move a warehouse at one point. At Bike Wagon, we moved warehouses, and we had 16,000 items that had to all be moved from one place to the next. It was the equivalent of 30 truckloads of product, and it took us a month. But even with that move, we collectively, did anything we could to just make it more fun and enjoyable, whether that was late night Denny's stops, for a sit down breakfast, or going to the store and bringing lots of treats for everybody, just to try to keep that excitement there. So if you're doing something boring, then it is probably only boring because you haven't put enough work into it to make it exciting. Okay, so there are a few different tips, right? Just brainstorm, collaborate with other people to see what ideas anybody else has to make it more exciting. Another thing that I do, if I have a lot of tedious work to do or lots of emails to reply to, I'll even, for example, if I have a lot of emails, I'll get on my treadmill and just walk for a few hours while I'm doing all of those treadmills and getting those done on my phone. And especially if I really need motivation, I'll put a movie on so I can have that going in the background. So when I used to list bike parts and list a lot of things on eBay, I would have a movie playing in the background, kind of just to square me at my desk. So there are a lot of things that you can do to spice up boring situations, whether that's listening to books or anything else. I would love to hear what things you do to help motivate you through boring and otherwise tasks that just aren't that fun to do. So anyways, thank you. Please like, subscribe, comment, and we will see you next time. And just remember, by watching the channel, I'm releasing videos 5 days a week. Here are a few of the videos that I've released 5 days a week, and all of them are geared to helping you be more motivated and take action. So thanks for following along.